Welcome to this e-learning video on the proper setup and the use of the BeneView T1 transport monitor for the purposes of continuous temperature monitoring of the premature neonate. After this video, you should be able to correctly turn on the T1 monitor and successfully attach the temperature probe, be able to reconfigure the display to display temperature, know the best sites to place the probe, and also be able to avoid commonly encountered pitfalls of continuous temperature monitoring. In order to properly configure the monitor for temperature measurement, begin by turning on the device. This can be done by pressing the on button in the bottom left corner of the monitor. Wait a few moments for the loading screen to finalize. Next, identify the temperature probe. This is a grey wire with a metallic dot sensor on one side and a grey connector with a yellow rim and yellow arrow on the other. Begin to attach the probe to the port labelled T1 on the right hand side of the monitor. If temperature view is not already displayed, enter the main menu by touching the main menu button located in the bottom right hand corner of the display. Next, enter the screen setup menu by touching the screen setup button in the main menu. Touch the screen setup button on the top row of tabs. This should bring up the following menu. You may now touch any of the boxes, for example NIBP list tab, to change what is viewed in this panel. Exit the screen by touching the X button in the top right corner of the menu. Finally, attach the metallic dot sensor to the neonate. A recent randomized control trial has suggested that the probe should be attached to one of the following three sites to ensure consistency in measurement. That is, dorsal placement, defined as laterally from the spine, 1 centimeter above the intergluteal cleft, in a side position to the flank between the hips and the ribs. Thoracic placement, on the chest, 1 centimeter above the left nipple, and finally axillary placement, deep in the left axilla. There are some cautions that you should be aware of. Firstly, don't place the probe in the resuscitator, as this may heat it extensively, giving you an inaccurate reading. Always ensure that the probe is not hot, and if accidentally placed in a radiant light source, wait for it to cool, as this can burn the baby's delicate skin. Aim for a continuous temperature reading of between 36.5 and 37.5 degrees C. In addition to being too cold, it's important to ensure that a baby is not excessively warmed during resuscitation, as this too can have an adverse effect on outcomes.